Falls, Idaho, and in this video I'm going to take a look at how this city got its name. Because there is we gotta walk up further, a massive waterfall in town. Yeah, this is an awesome waterfall. Obviously it's artificial. I really don't know much about the waterfall, like when it was built, but it is so awesome. More cities need giant artificial waterfalls like that. This is in deep Mormon territory, and you can see at the end of the waterfall is the mothership, the Idaho Falls Temple. So there's a pretty significant drop. It's like 20 or 30 feet or something like that. And they have a green belt along the side of the Snake River here. That's really nice. Now I'm on the other side of the bridge, and they have a park here that's really cool called Sportsman Park. That's a bonsai. They have a Japanese friendship garden. They have a really cool pagoda. There's a little part of the waterfall with this awesome concrete Japanese lantern. This park is really awesome. There's hidden waterfalls all over the park. It's all man-made, but... And below this bridge, there's a little pond that you can walk on. And now I'm gonna go walk around the downtown area and look at some of the historic buildings. And now I'm walking along the green belt. A lot of these big Northwest cities have these. They're really cool. I really like the building that hotel is in. There's a few buildings like that. I don't know what the architectural term for those are, but I know I've seen one in Covington, Kentucky as well. They're interesting. Believe it or not, this is actually in high desert. It is so freaking hot today. And this is a really awesome statue of a fur trapper. These were the first white men to come to this area, trapping beaver and stuff to sell back east. This man could have died by a grizzly bear. The artist was Roy Reynolds. He did a really great job on this. A lot of the benches along the way are art, like this contemporary wood one. These are some cool sculptures, maybe of some young antelope. I'm not really sure what animal they are. And here's a moose. Looks like they use dirt for the bodies in this. And they have a nice little veterans memorial here. Some paintings, lest we forget. And they have Korea and Vietnam over here. And this old piece of artillery is aimed right at that hotel building that I really like. While the town is now named after the waterfall, it was originally called Eagle Rock. And here they have a rock with some eagles. I think this fountain is so freaking awesome. There's 2 bronze eagles. And it's a roundabout. Like a lot of historic downtown areas in somewhat small towns, this is actually considered a city, but it's very lonely. You know, the more modern developments with all the fast food chains and everything, there's way more people in them. And this is the Bonneville County Courthouse. It's a really beautiful building. It's made out of concrete, but this is apparently one of the best classical style architecture examples built after World War I here in Idaho. I don't know how many of those there are, but still cool. So one of the buildings I wanted to point out here in the historic downtown is the Hotel Idaho. It was built in 1917. When it was built, it was considered impossible to run a business right here because there was nothing around. And it succeeded, and it didn't close until 1979. And this was the Hotel Bonneville. It was built in 1926. It's got a really awesome old sign, but looks really run down now. It's sad. It is a really amazing building. I hope some repairs can be done. And this is my favorite building downtown. It's the 1914 Federal Building. Housed the post office and the federal offices. The exterior is very well preserved. It has a lot of the old architectural elements. It even says United States Post Office right there. But it's at the interior. It's been redone. Probably had marble and stuff in it. Looks like the cornerstone was laid by William McAdoo, who was the Secretary of the Treasury under Wilson's first term, and it's on the National Register. This is the old Center Theater with its original marquee, and it's still going as a business. Yeah. There's an old neon sign for food. There aren't many of these left. Old game stores. God, I love Main Street, USA. All the old buildings. Doesn't get better than this.
I ate at the Kelp Pub, which was the green building, and it used to be the Wagon Wheel Bar. That's the original sign that was outside, and that's an original wagon wheel table.
The Variety Mart attempted Art Deco. And this is the 1908 Farmers and Merchants Bank building. The bank used to be right in there, and it's on the National Register. And that's the old International Order of Odd Fellows building. I don't think they're still an organization, but in the late 19th century it was very popular, and that's where they met, probably on the second floor. This is the 1895 Hasbrouck Building. It's one of the older buildings in downtown, and at the turn of the century most of them were stone. A lot of them are replaced with brick buildings in the early 20th century. And it was a law office. And this is the 1930 Crest building with a terracotta facade. And this is the 1929 City building, built right before the Depression. Well, I really like the eagle motifs in it. This building is really historic. This is the 1937 Rogers Hotel. It was built by Idaho Falls' first millionaire, B.M. Rogers, and a lot of famous people stayed here. President Herbert Hoover stayed here. Lyndon Johnson and Labor Johnson were here while he was Senate Majority Leader. And Governor Ronald Reagan stayed here. Also Roy Rogers, Bing Crosby. And across from the Rogers Hotel is the old Montgomery Ward department store. That was a big department store chain back in the 20s. This was built in 1928. And it's now a Chinese restaurant, looks like. And here's the toy store. I noticed a lot of them will have this Ferris wheel. I don't know what these blocks are called. Well, they're not blocks, I don't know what they are. But a lot of them will have these in the display windows. I like this one because they mixed Renaissance Revival with terracotta architecture, like the entryway. And this building served as a women's clothing store and grocery store. And the store way out in Idaho Falls is where my violin is from. Chesborough music. And this was the 1910 Rocky Mountain Bell Telephone Company building. Now this building was not actually it, but all that remains is the architectural element right there and on the other side. And that is the Museum of Idaho with its old Carnegie Library building. I have a separate video when I looked in there. It's really cool. Go check that out when you're done with this one. I think this is the first Chinese place I've ever seen with a neon sign. So that was downtown Idaho Falls. Really enjoy the city. I come here pretty much every year, and I do have a couple other videos that I took here, so go check those out. And if you like museums, roadside attractions, please subscribe and watch my other videos. Thanks for watching.